What's up? It's been a while. We are here for your, I guess we're doing our July reading because, listen guys, it has gotten extremely difficult. I know I said a bunch of shit last time I was filming about like staying motivated and whatever, but this pause has not been about motivation at all. This has been about quite literally business on the other end of business. Our spray tan business picked up so crazy much that we didn't have time. Then we took a small vacation. In between all that, on top of that, I had to finish some astrology for a dear soul. I enjoyed doing her chart, and that took a lot of my energy and time. And I still haven't been doing much on the Instagram because I've got some new things baking for my spiritual journey, and I'm not ready to quite talk about it yet, but pretty much everything has been stacking up, and it hasn't felt authentic to do a reading when we're feeling so chewed up and spat out on one end, like just not like a negative energy on the inside, but like physically chewed up and spat out just because we're doing so much already, and it doesn't feel like spiritually conducive to put that at the end of the day and not give you the best energy. Why bother?
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, we'd rather give you the best. So we talked last week and we were going to do one for the moon, which just recently happened. And I think it was, I was at Cancer. I think it was new moon, right? New moon in Cancer. It was a partial solar eclipse. It's been a really big, important energy. It's not like we're not being affected by this ourselves. Yeah. Like, we can sit here and try to announce it, but we ourselves are being personally affected all of a sudden. Like, this whole energetic thing is, you know, we're not immune. So our lives got a little bit like for a second. So we're trying to get back to it. And do it in a way that feels right. We were making about 39 videos a month the way we were doing it that was back when we were doing the monthlies and we're on the moons, both the new moons and the full moons. Yeah. So we're putting a lot of time and energy into it, and it's not that we didn't love doing it, it's that things kind of the gravity of the situation has changed on one end, and we have to rearrange
other things take priority sometimes. It's just how things work.
So that's what's up. We've missed doing it. We talk about it, and you know, I appreciate the comments that you left because I did ask you. It was hard to tell if we were getting shared, but all the same, like, I appreciate all of that energy that you did put in. So we're just going to try to jump into July. It's been a crazy ass year, and it's not going to get any more chill. Like, we're going to have to basically get even more mutable with our energy. The North Node is in Gemini. The South Node's in Sagittarius. We're having to... We have kids outside coloring.
No shortcuts.
Yeah. There's no shortcuts. We have to obliterate everything we thought we knew about ourselves, about society. Our philosophies, especially, are changing. We have to be able to turn on a dime and be able to accept that things aren't always going to be the same. We won't always have the same levels of information. We're going to have more things uncovered, and nobody really knows what's going on 100%. Everybody has really great theories and postulations and connections going on in their brains, but what is the truth? We're all on a big, significant personal journey for truth and information. So that being said, we're still having, I'm going to go through some July 2020 significant transits, astrologically speaking. I'll do a little bit of explaining what came up from, I don't know, what's just on my mind. I only have like small notes, so this is going to be basically riffing from my gut. July 1, we still have Saturn Retrograde, and it'll, you know, still be in the sign of Capricorn, which is, again, a suspension of forward movement, a review of our foundations. This is easy to say. This is the structures like the government, things like that being re-examined, like the police force being re-examined, the way we've been doing things being re-examined, and deciding whether or not we're happy with that or if we would like to change things. And clearly there's not a lot of happy people right now. And that's good.
Me being an 8th houser, she just reminded me, there's this show I like to watch on Reels.
That means her son's in the 8th house. She's a Taurus sun.
Yeah. I like to watch the show called Autopsy, and they also have another version of it by the same people called Autopsy Re-Examined. So they go over it all over again with a fresh look and
with new technology, any updates. Like, this is why we have to review our old systems, because things get updated, and us as a society have been feeling a stagnant, stale ass energy. And really, truly, I feel like when the medicine tastes bad but it works, we have to go ahead and take the treatment. Okay. So I'm not going to say who or what I feel like that's about, but I'm going to continue with the transits all the same. So July 5th, we have the full moon in Capricorn, which will be a lunar eclipse, and it'll be a culmination of inventory done on social structures. So again, we've been doing this for a while now with all these planets being in Capricorn. We've had Jupiter in Capricorn. We've had Saturn in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn for a long time. And it'll still continue for quite some time now. So that's just a giant influence. We're just restructuring fucking everything from the bones up. July 12th, we have Mercury direct in Cancer. So we'll be having more emotional insights, more of an ability to ignore our gut or our instincts or our intuitions about how things are going to be proceeding for us. Cancer is going to is a cardinal energy, so it's driving things this season towards a new. It's like we always say, Capricorn Cancer is like death and rebirth. So in this case, Capricorn's getting torn to shreds, and Cancer, having been the North Node, is where everybody's headed. This is towards nurturing, taking care of each other as a society, paying attention to how our actions affect others, how we can act for the greater good, because this is going to be Saturn when it's going direct. It's going to be in Aquarius. So we'll be thinking about, as individuals, what our effect is on society in a greater capacity than we ever have. Like, we're finding out the boundaries of how, like I've said before, this is the boundaries of how the age of Aquarius will work. We're establishing the groundwork, the foundational layers of a new human mentality, a new way of operating. So July 15, we'll have some Sun opposite Pluto in Capricorn. So that Sun is being in Cancer and Pluto is still in Capricorn. That's just everything being illuminated. We'll be emotionally aware. It's like the lights coming on, and we'll feel like whether we belong in our situations or where things are going or not. We'll have a sense of safety or not safety, whether or not we can come out of our shells and claim our territory, feel safe in our emotional bodies, all these things. I want to also say, like, with all this Cancerian energy, Africa is ruled by Cancer. So we are seeing an enlightenment, because, again, we just moved out of the North Node in Cancer. We're seeing an awareness about the continent of Africa, and the energy of people coming back to themselves, having a rebirth of their society, their things that were holding them back being broken and restructured into a new birth. So there's a lot going on. This is the children of the moon being reborn in a way. So we have a lot of heavy Cancerian energy still opposing all these heavy Capricorn energies, and everything's going to be regenerated once it touches Pluto. So we're having illumination and regeneration. It's like having a limb chopped off and regrowing it in a new way, like unlike has ever been before. Like, this is especially for America. If you look at America's chart, that's a whole other thing. We have another new moon in Cancer, which will. So wow. Let's see, the full moon in Capricorn and then the new moon in Cancer. So that is a rebirth. Again, we just had a culmination on the 5th, and on the 20th we'll have again a new rebirth in Cancer. It didn't say that it was an eclipse as well. I think this Capricorn is the last eclipse moon that we're dealing with. Then we have, so that would be on July 20th. On July 23rd, we have the Sun entering Leo. And then one of the transits that I didn't get to talk about because we haven't done a moon series in a minute, and it happens in between the cycles here. So Mars will be entering Aries. I'm filming on the 23rd, but by the time you watch this, it'll probably be, it's for July. So this will have happened on June 27th. So Mars will be entering Aries, and I think it's going to be there for a really long time. I want to say 20 some odd months because of the retrograde. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to be dealing with Mars in Aries until 2021. So this is a really, if you have any Aries in your chart, or, even if you have, just check out where your Aries is in your chart. There's a lot of information that's going to be, so Mars will be squaring all that energy in Capricorn. So it'll be like a stop-start. It'll be like, Mars will be uncovering things and having like shocking surprises. It's just going to be a lot of evolution in our action. So when we talk about, it's also, Mars will be squaring Cancer energy as well. So I would feel that, prediction wise, we're not going to see any chill from these protests or these issues with cops needing to be addressed. We're going to see a lot more issues with pushing back against things that feel oppressive. We're going to have a collective mindset of that's enough. I'm ready to fight about my ideals. My identity is being stripped away, and I'm not okay with it because Mars will be touching Chiron in Aries. It will be also dealing with Black Moon, Lilith in Aries. So, guys, we're just going to have to get used to the fact that our individuality is coming up to call it. And we won't be able to ignore ourselves anymore. We're going to be dealing with that reflection the most. Who we wake up with it in the morning and go to bed with at night is us, consistently. So we're going to be dealing with that sense of identity. And with, the Aquarian bricks being laid, when Saturn does go back direct and it goes back into Aquarius, we'll be dealing with Mars and Aries in a square with Saturn. Is that a square? No, that's a sextile. It'll be sextiling Saturn. So it'll be like a brand new sense of how we fit in how we are able to be a helper to society, how our actions will be in a better alignment with our truth. The revolutions that have happened on the inside will be able to have a sense of direction. But then, when Mars will be going retrograde as well, so that's going to be like a little bit of sense of stop-start, just stop-start, stop-start. So it's going to be frustrating for Mars to be in those positions. That's a pretty good riff for not having written much.
Stop-start. No.
I'm surprised sometimes, when Spirit wants to talk, it talks and talks and talks and talks. So that's the Mercurial, being a Gemini rising. You never know when that Mercurial thing's gonna take over, and you just know what you know, I guess. Anyway, so I'm gonna get to the card blessing finally.
Okay.
This is where, we usually do stuff for hair or best fishing days or best days to plant, but again.
This is a different video, different.
This is Cancer energy. This isn't necessarily about having all your ducks in a row. This is about feeling what's right in the moment and being present with that and honoring that. So, I felt like writing a few things down, but Megan didn't feel like writing a few things down, and that's fucking fine. Nobody's pressing her for that. So, anyway, we ask at this time that you bring your deities of choice, I want to say your guides, if you invoke any energies, go ahead and bring them in as long as they have positive intentions and want to see, what's the way I like to say it? They see your best interest and want to enhance that.
Mm-hmm.
Your ancestors. Did I say ancestors already? I want you to invite your ancestors. Any. I keep like I don't know for some reason
Any
I say like
positive forces.
feminine. I want to say like Kuan Yin. I want to say like even. You know, I wouldn't mind invoking some Lilith energy as well because a righteous anger is good when you've been oppressed. So you got to feel all your feelings right now. So I ask that we have our egos removed as readers so that we can bring the truth as it is meant to be delivered to our readings, and that we are just in complete alignment with ourselves and the messages that are needing to be delivered. So I feel good about that. I feel pretty good. Spirit of oh yeah, I forgot. Spirit of the angels of truth, love, and light, and benevolent darkness. You're totally invited as well. That makes me feel so much better that I remembered that. I would have felt like my limbs were lopped off. Like I don't have the thumbs. I can't shuffle.
I'm going to be using the mindfulness and meditation, affirmation, and quotes to meditate on deck. And she's going to be using that good old Rider-Waite
Smith.
That is right. We are going to start. Do you want to start at Cancer?
Yeah.
All right. We are starting at Cancer this time for the month of July, and we will see you guys in your readings.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe.
You guys know the drill.
You know, we appreciate you. By the way, I don't think we entered. If you're new,
yeah.
I'm Katie. This is Megan. We're those fucking angels. You can find us on Instagram. There's information in the description box below.
Always. And this concludes the Universal Agenda from us, and we will see you in your reading.
Just know we appreciate you. Take care.